bloodstains up above here. We don't know how that got there. Because the activity that we have here ranges from residual to I gotta get the hell out of here.
Renner. Totally heard Renner. Yeah.
I went on the floor. It's always gonna look bad.
Did you hear what I asked him?
What'd you
I said, do you hate the white man?
But you're cool with the black man, right?
Welcome to the 1858 Garnett House Hotel. This place was originally built in 1858, believe it or not, by Colonel D.W. Houston, and it was the first home that was not a log cabin in the area. So that was a really big thing back then, to have a stick-built home and a two-story home, and it was built on the highest point of elevation in the area at the time. So the area would have been Native American grounds before that, and the tribes that were known to be here were very aggressive tribes. These weren't like your friendly, how do you do? These were, get out of my way, and this is my spot. So in my mind, I'm thinking like the highest point of elevation could be like a sacred thing, right? So maybe there was also that element possibly, because there were multiple tribes that have been shown to have control over this area at some point, and they weren't friendly with each other. So maybe there were battles long before the house was even here. But the land itself is definitely interesting to me. We found articles that talk about a vein of coal that actually opens up into a cavern, almost like a cavern directly under the house. And this is back in the 1800s when they were actually mining and encouraging people to start mining for coal, and that they thought it was going to be very lucrative. But the fact it sits on a possible cavern and it's 166 years old and it hasn't sank into the ground, it's one of the oldest remaining buildings in the state of Kansas. So I love it. Right now we're in what we call the lab, and that is because most recently when we purchased it in 2017, a friend of mine and I purchased it from a doctor, a husband and wife doctor. One of them had passed away, but it still was in the family, and they were still doing things here, keeping paperwork and even seeing patients for little things up until the mid 2000s. So 2005 or 6, I think, was the most recent one I've discovered as far as a patient. It was still very much a little clinic in this condition, as weird as that is. But this was their lab where they mixed their own medications and they did procedures, and this is an x-ray table that was here. Yeah, the doctor's lab coats over here, got some blood on them. It's very real. We have all of that stuff left here, and we love that, because having the history in words is one thing, but having it with physical objects behind that makes it even better. And then you add in the ghost and the crazy things that happen. It gets crazy. I have the blood stains up above here, and we don't know how that got there, but definitely there was a lot of things that happened in this room as a doctor's office. But prior to that, it was a hotel. The building's been a hotel, a school, and tenements. It was used as a jail for at least one lady who murdered at least one husband with rat poisoning, and she actually escaped. She was allowed to stay and eat and hang out. She couldn't leave. But then a mysterious buggy came in the middle of the night, is what the paper said, and she disappeared. And then she returned a couple years later, and they recognized her, and then they quickly grabbed her, had a mistrial, and then she left and had never been seen again. So we call her the Black Widow murderess. But I think she's actually maybe 2 or more, but we definitely know of one man that she had murdered. So, brothel is not documented, but we do have a lot of locals that would tell the story of this being kind of a little sexy hangout at some point in time. It's hard to find that in the newspapers, but people are the best when they start talking. So we found out a lot of stuff about that era. I think it was apartments for a little while upstairs, and maybe 3 different apartments. We know it was a photography studio at least 2, maybe even 3 times, but we found different photography studio names and different types of things to identify what was here. And in the basement, when we moved in, it was actually cluttered with photography equipment from the 1930s. So we have a lot of things in the beginning where we would hear the old school flash bulbs, the, and we'd hear that and like a disembodied voice, but we're hearing disembodied flash bulbs. And to me, that's just as exciting, because to me, it's like capturing that energy in that moment. And it's just, it kind of like excites the energy, and maybe that imprints, because the activity that we have here ranges from residual to, I got to get the hell out of here. There's stuff flying around. And so this place, after doing what I do and going around 30 years of traveling and researching, like this place really has proven itself to have a good mix of everything. It's just, you never know what night you're going to have. Some people don't like the dolls and balls moving around, but disembodied voices are fine. Full body apparitions, shadows, it's kind of literally everything. We don't know what the configuration of the hotel and of all the other things that this place has been. It's been reconfigured, the walls have been moved around. In fact, right here, someone thought it was a good idea to remove a load-bearing wall, because this was the exterior of the original home that went from here that way. So it's been out for a long time, and it cracked the walls and been repaired, but I think we jacked it up 6 inches or more. I mean, it was crazy, and it was functioning business. So that's kind of wild to think of, but yeah, it's better shape now, and everyone's gonna live a little while longer. But this was the waiting room, so he actually used this for their doctor's office entrance, and then you can see where the chairs for the waiting room had rubbed along the walls over the years. But it was a husband and wife doctor, and he had his practice through this door, and hers was through this way. So just, it's interesting, like just a picture, because I never got to see it in that form, but I have people that come in and say, oh yeah, I went here and went there, and this is what we did. So I've built, like, what was that? Did you hear it?
Yeah,
okay.
It was over by that door.
I don't know. So I've kind of been able to build, in so many ways, just piece all this together, and there's still so much we're learning. But thankfully, there's a lot of documentation in the papers. Like, as a hotel, it had a lot of famous guests, outlaws and lawmen, and Buffalo Bill Cody, Wild Bill Hickok, Belle Starr, Bat Masterson, probably Jesse James, because he actually had a place nearby, but he always went under an alias, so who knows what he was using at the time. And Harry Houdini came to town a lot, so whether he stayed at this hotel or another one, it's still kind of unclear, but it was definitely in his time he would come here. He actually frequented this area. Now, I use a lot of colored light bulbs because for photography it's beautiful, but experimentation, like light frequencies, I kind of geek out on that stuff. So you'll see all kinds of different lights as we go through here. But this room here, we call this the downstairs middle room, because that's what it is. But we don't really know what, other than, this was like the receptionist little area. We don't know what it was before that, and before that, and before that. But right behind you, and behind this camera, is the original chimney for the first part of the house that was built in 1858. But the man who built it and his wife, she decided she didn't want to stay here within the very first year. I think a storm came through, and it shifted. So she said it swayed in the breeze, is what the article in the paper said, and she wanted out within the first year. And so they leased it to their son-in-law, who turned it into a hotel, and immediately started adding on that same year or the very next year. So the front of the house, if you look at it, it's like this, but everything else is straight, and it's because they built on and just kind of locked it in that position. So interesting that, everyone says that's going to fall over, but the old men in town, they know what's up. They said, my grandpa said that was leaning when he was a kid. And believe it or not, we had to find those people to fight the city, because some of them didn't, they thought it was really going to fall down. I had to prove to them, like, it's not going nowhere. At least it hasn't yet. I don't think it's moved it's just a trick of the mind. A parlor type area that we know when it was built, like this would have been about it. This wall was not here, and they would do everything in this building. It was like the place to go. They had funerals one day, and then they would have ice cream socials the next. They would do all kinds of crazy things. That was normal, obviously, like unveiling one of the very first patented washing machines that happened here. If anyone cares, that's interesting to me because, like, I mean, washing machines are kind of a thing that we use these days, and to know that one of the first ones, probably not the world's first, but an early patent on a washing machine was unveiled here. You can imagine like the mystery of and the magic of something like that happening here, and the excitement, and it's, to me, that's energy that just keeps building. And then the next day they'd have a funeral for someone that got shot in the street because it was a very crazy Wild West town at the time. So lots of gunfights and stuff. So it's just the polarity of the energies of this place that it is seen. For example, this was a place where John Brown, the abolitionist, had stole these slaves from Missouri, and they hid them in the attic here. This was a free a place for them to be safe, and they would hide in the attic. One of them stayed behind and became an axe murderer, and that to me just blows my mind. I don't believe he did it. I think he was just framed for it. At least that's what my evidence is kind of pointing to. But you know, this was a safe place for them. And then years later, it was actually a meeting place for opposing forces. That I would probably have to use that term because YouTube. But if you know where I'm going with that. And I actually found member medallion coins here where they would have their meetings, and one of those was left behind. So another opposing energy, like a polarity of good, bad, and traveling doctors that would come and stay in the hotel, perform these weird surgeries that didn't really help people, but doctors are supposed to be helpful. And so you have all these things that don't line up, and to me that just creates a shitstorm of maybe I don't cuss on your thing, but it creates a crazy vortex of energy mixture to me. And again, this place is super active at times, and above and beyond what I've witnessed in 30 years. It's really impressive over the years. So hopefully tonight, this handsome Batman-looking guy is one of the resident entities who is spotted all over the place, but a few people have actually seen him right here, and this is the bookshelf right here. So you can see by how cool he is. He's not even standing straight up, and he's just massive. So I have seen the same thing in a couple different forms. It's almost like a shape-shifting type thing. But he does have some, in my opinion, some really fun energy. If you can have fun with a demon, it would be with him, because he likes to do stuff and like almost, a little trickery, but maybe it's just with me because I spend so much time here, maybe. But literally one time, that thing right there, this is before there was even a painting, it was just me that experienced it, popped its head around the door, and it was very similar to that. The only difference was the teeth were, and everything was black on black, but razor sharp teeth, and a smile that went from one ear to the other. And in my mind, it's like he projected. I just heard what he was doing. He went like a freaking clown. I said, that's the worst thing you could have done. That is terrifying. Don't do that. So, but to me, like, I have like a thing with this guy because with this thing, he's here a lot, and then there's times it's like he disappears for a while. So last night, I would say he was here, and not happy. But I told him to save his energy for you guys, because I really want you to experience a little grinner. We call him the grinner. It's kind of the nickname he's got, because no matter which form he's in, he has the ridiculous smile. Regardless, we found out that the people who built the home, who did not want to stay here, ended up moving back in here and both dying here. And the woman who did not want to stay here was actually hanging wallpaper on a ladder at 88 years old and fell on the stairs and died as a result of those injuries a few years later. But I mean, she was 88 years old. Was it really because of the injury? I don't know, but at least we know the story now. And oddly enough, a lot of women especially feel like they're getting pushed or they're falling on these stairs. And I don't know why it's always a woman, but could it be, now that we know this information with her, could it be that maybe that's her just trying to warn someone? Or maybe she's like, bitch, it's you, not me. You go. Maybe she wants to hop into you, before I switch souls with you. But yeah, these stairs are just awful at times. And you'll notice on a lot of things that you see about this place, people kind of gravitate towards the top of the stairs. And to me, I mean, it makes sense. It's definitely like a vortex here. You have rooms all around. This used to actually be a hallway, plus you have your entrance, and this place had a bar. It had everything. So you had probably drunk people going up and down, fighting, yelling, and who knows what. So to me, this is the spot where it kind of all gathered. This bathroom was strange because I had a chair in the bathtub when we got here. So there were some questionable things in here. We're not sure what was going on. Someone breaking in or doing something. I don't know, but someone had like whips and chains and stuff in here. So it's been deemed as the torture tub. And there's times you'll hear what sounds like, well, actually, in a lot of these rooms, you'll hear what sounds like water, but we have no water up here. So you'll hear like water splashing, almost as someone's like using a wash pan to clean themselves, or drips and just different things. And in here, you'll hear almost like someone gagging underwater, trying to breathe. So that's a little disturbing. But again, we don't know exactly what all happened in here, but it's not good. It's gross. It's gross. We do call this the upstairs middle room because it makes sense. But this room has a lot of, it's one of my favorite rooms because you can kind of see every direction in here, and it gets very uncomfortable at times when you are surrounded in here with these doors open and such. You always feel like someone's watching, and people just seeing things coming in and out of these doors. In fact, I have a capture of a shadow person that was captured right here. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I'll send it to you, then you can throw it up on there or whatever. But it's one of the most compelling shadow persons ever captured, as far as I'm concerned. And the fact that it was captured here by someone, I think it was their first or second investigation ever. And she took 3 photos. And I've verified on the cameras that she was up here alone. And then she sent that, and yeah, it's amazing. Look at it. Initially, I had my first horrible experience. There's a ball. That ball, I wanted you to know where the ball was, Willie. There's a ball. That was actually inside of that, on top of that. Here, I'll show you. Just so you. That ball was up here.
Well, when you came upstairs?
Oh, that's where it's always at. I mean, it don't usually come off. That's a rare one. But the sexy room here is just a fun name because it was a brothel, and this was the catwalk. Don't go out there now. It's not safe to walk on. But if you can imagine that, it's just a little balcony now. But if you can imagine the other hotel going out, the part of it, and this would kind of went all down the side of it. And the railroad tracks were over here, and of course nothing else in between. So you got the train guys, legs, and then the rest is literally history.
The cameras work, obviously I can see it, but no, it wasn't blind.
There's one on the floor in there now. Did you see that?
Yeah, I just seen that one on the floor.
It's always going to look bad. It's always going to look bad for you too, but I know that thing has been there that has not moved. We've had 5, 6 teams in here, and I do have a lot of videos of that thing moving by itself, but I have a most recent video someone just sent me of them calling out the grinner, and that thing went 3 times that fast, which that's your normal speed. And I got the video of it happening, and it's the same thing right here, no one around it.
Were you able to get it on yours?
The whole upstairs of this place was really cluttered, and this room particularly was the worst thing. It was about chest deep all the way across here, which wasn't good on the floors with the missing wall section downstairs. Full. By the time we got out, it took like 3 months to clean everything up. There was some kind of like a linoleum or conjoleum type stuff on the floor, And when I pulled it back, I started right over here in the corner, and this is one of my favorite things also. As I pulled it back, the first thing I see is my name, and it's in the biggest print out of everything. It says just in.
That was already there?
Yes. Yeah, that's the first thing I saw when I ripped up this stuff. And then you'll notice now, these are where I come in here yelling at God, universe, creator, saying, the hell does this mean? Is there something in the floorboards? Did I hide something here in a past life? So I actually, I thought, well, maybe that was a sign that I need to check around. But no, it's just the universe saying, you're in the right place, the right time, whatever that means. I love it though. Like, that's confirmation to me. That's just, you just can't get much clearer than that. And that proves that I didn't choose the house chose me. Because it's kind of what it feels like anyway. But anyways, when this was a school, this was like one of the school rooms here, and this was the little place where they'd hang their book bags, and there's little hooks with the initials still written above them in pencil markings, where you can see, that they had, I think, 4 or 5 different initials in there, and they'd hang the little book bags. And the way this kind of all started with us, we knew had some stuff going on, because the day we came to buy the place, or to see the place for the first time, the back door opened up. Wind, it does that. But then the sound of a little girl just talking and walking right between me and the realtor and the other guy. It just walked right between us. You could hear the voice. And I looked at the realtor, and she's starting to kind of tear up a little bit. I said, you heard that, didn't you? And she said, I want out of here. I said, we'll take it. That was perfect. Like, we do have a lot of people that see a little girl and hear a little girl. Did you hear the tink, or was that just me?
No, I heard it.
Yeah.
Okay. See,
I heard it too, yeah. Melanie looked at me when it did.
Yeah, I did, but I've always been saying, did you hear that? And everyone say no. So I cried sheep, wolf, or whatever they say too many times. What the heck would that have been? It was like a metallic sound.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus is metallic. Go, go, go. Jesus is back.
Why are they doing stuff off camera?
What
You gotta put a camera. Look, that doll out the window knocked that
Hey.
Prince Albert down.
So, Prince Albert. Okay. So this is how we call her Two-Face, because she's happy or sad. So I kind of like flipping a coin, right? How did it land? And it was actually on the happy. So to me, I'm like, they're having fun. They like you guys.
When it was in the out there, it was
When you came
sad.
here with the camera, were you able to pick it up?
No, because that's the tink that we heard.
Oh yeah, this.
Was that hitting the thing, because
That must have fell over with that.
the doll fell on it and it smacked it down.
Yeah, it was on.
That's the noise that we heard from the other
But we
room.
know that she was up there because her sad face was showing.
Yeah, and I put it on happy this time.
Okay.
So, what are you gonna do now?
So now we gotta have cameras in the
I feel bad that I don't even have ours going, but if I did, I'd sell you a copy for $19.99. But we know that there was probably a wall right here. As you can see, they liked removing walls that were important, and it would have separated this room from the ladder entrance to the attic, and that's because the attic was actually a rented room. It was for the freed slave who had stayed behind. Like I said, he was an upstanding man. He ate with the family and everything. I don't think he did what they accused him of, but this was his room, and he had to obviously have separation from this room, because from what we understand, this would have been like the VIP room, at some point. In fact, the spirits refer to it as the black room, as if it was a very elegant, like it was a special place, so I don't believe that, they would have just had mixing this with this type of thing. So yeah, wall missing here, but up in the axe murderer attic, you definitely got to check it out. And there's still the basement.
Okay.
But we're pretty much at the end of that, everything there. But in this room, lots of cool stuff. And something new came to my attention about a month ago. Some YouTube people had shot a video, and didn't catch it. You know, it wasn't listed as evidence, but several people spotted it, and I did too. Right here at this window, um, it looked like a white mist, but if you pause it and you look at it, it's actually 2 feet, like ankles and feet, and they're facing towards the window, like this, and they're just standing there as if someone was staring out the window, and then they turn like this, and they take a step, and then they disappear, and that's neat. Maybe, you know, maybe it's nothing. And then I hear a story the other day. It was a citywide garage sale, and I'm like, we got to find more stuff. This place needs old stuff, cool stuff. And the people lived right across the street and down a few, and they said they have their child who's like in high school now was always terrified to go by this house when she was younger because of the woman that would stare out the window. So I actually have them coming down soon to bring the daughter and tell me which window, you know. As if it matters, I don't know, but that's what I look for. Is we have the story, and now we have this new evidence that shows someone looking out the window, and you know, that's what people would have done. You know, in there's a hotel, they were in here, they'd look out the window and take in the scenery, and yeah, so look for the woman in the window. That's a new one for us.
My battery died.
Did you drain her batteries?
We're going to go ahead and do our initial walkthrough. It's going to consist of checking for anything that's going to give our equipment electrical interferences or any false positives. Going to start on the main floor and work our way up to the second floor. We're going to do this until the lights out. You ready?
I'm ready.
Yes.
Let's do this.
Not only am I ready.
Are you picking up anything on the K2 meter?
I am right now.
Where at?
A little bit right here. Do you see it?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's just barely picking up right here.
Go over there by the Grinner's picture. See if you pick up anything.
I don't know what. It's right in the middle of the room. Okay. Where's the grinner?
Are you getting anything over there?
There he is.
Why am I here?
There's the grinner. Just a little, oh yeah. Little bits of.
Back.
No, it just flashed a little bit, but then it stopped.
Okay.
Just barely a little twinkle. So right there where you're standing,
Yeah.
right in the middle of the room, that's where it went off the first time.
Hey, check over here by this outlet area where this table is, poker table.
Oh, I see.
Bloody.
What did it say, bloody?
Yeah. Okay, so the outlet over here is going pretty good.
Okay, so we know stay away from the
Don't
outlets
put
then.
nothing over.
Don't put nothing by the outlets. Okay.
Yeah, because it's. Oh, wait.
What's that?
I'm not by the outlet anymore. Did you see it?
What's,
Okay, it pretty much looks.
what's that?
It pretty much. Whoa. It hit the red
Wow.
dot.
It's going pretty crazy right there.
Going again.
You know, it could be that camera up there that's giving you that interference.
Another room.
Yep.
Because how far does IR lights or IR cameras usually go?
I don't know. I mean, it's blinking right now, but I don't know for sure. I mean,
Because
you can kind of check over in this area right here.
it was stronger further away from it, though.
And just to show you how dark this house is, that's what we're looking at right now. It's in pitch black.
All right, this light switch is blinking, and then it stopped. Oh, wow.
What's that?
I just got like pressure in my ears stepping in this room.
Make a noise.
That was crazy. Rocking chair.
Where are those dolls at on that door?
There's one.
Oh, we're not even in that room. Oh, there they are. I wonder where those dolls are.
So what do you think that is? Why would it be? Oh, you blinded me.
I'm scared.
What's that?
What do you
Why am I
think?
here?
What for the different readings?
I mean, obviously the outlets are gonna do
Well,
that,
the outlets
but-
are going to make it go off. And you got the camera that's over here that's blinking. The security camera right there too. So, I mean, I know you didn't go over close to the security cameras, but like you got the one that's right there in that corner. Then you
But see,
have that
now
one over
there's
there.
nothing.
All right, so pretty much that's it for the walkthrough. We kind of identified any of the false positives or electrical interference. We're going to go ahead and get ready to set up for surveillance. You ready to do this?
I am so ready.
Let's do this.
The EDI?
Yeah, we can go with the EDI.
Something like our Amazing Grace.
What's that? Are the catwalk on the stairs one? That's good right there. I can see that. And I can see that. All right, it's good.
Should we take one of the cat balls out of here?
Good.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back. We're back.
All you gotta do is just cut the cameras off.
To hear the stuff and like see if I can get answered, you know, find out stuff.
Hello.
I'll just let her run.
It sounded like it said sex. I just keep hearing random words, so maybe that's from the time it was a brothel.
Oh yeah.
Is that what you did in this house?
Grinner. I totally heard Grinner.
Did you hear Grinner?
Yeah.
That.
That was
So
pretty
we'll
clear.
play. This is going off.
I was recording, so.
Is Grinner here? Grinner, are you up here?
Attic.
Attic!
Oh.
You asked me here, he said attic. Oh, someone said attic.
Well, yeah, through the ghost tube. That's crazy. Grinner, are you in the attic?
Did you hear something?
Do you like having the name Grinner?
Oh man, that's right by me.
Does that mean yes? You like being called Grinner? Yes. That's very interesting.
Turn it off.
Turn what off? If someone's in the attic, can you make one of those dolls fall down from the attic?
Stop filming.
No, we're not going to stop filming.
We have to film.
Are
you angry?
Worship.
No, we're not gonna worship.
Can you hit that bell again? Can you hit that bell again?
I don't think they can hit it like they did before, all fast like that. I think that was.
What do I do?
Just hit that bell over and over and over. Grinner, if that's you, can you hit the bell again?
PXRX, say the row MPH, DZG, and XRX, sir.
Red Red check safe shows on the kick black set up the black over.
And now we just gotta get something in this room to go on. And then we got all around us.
Oh wait, no, little man will fall off that thing.
That would be awesome. Was there a lot of slaves that came through? Slaves that came through on their way to freedom? And there's a train. Sounds like it's an XLS. So we heard that this was a pretty important house for the Underground Railroad to bring slaves to freedom.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Crazy.
Are there crazy people here? Yeah. What did you do for fun? Every time I get the freaking chills. That thing gives me goosebumps. What did you do for fun around here? What's fun for you?
Can you ring that bell again?
That's fun.
Grandfather, why are you here?
Grandfather.
Grandfather?
Is Willie your grandfather?
Listen.
Okay, that is making me nervous. It's on the lowest setting too, huh?
Yeah, it's like 1/7 for being off.
That one's going off again. Can you hear it?
I hear. If you can hear that train, make that bell go off. Do you hear that train? Can you hear that train passing by outside? If you can't.
What are you scared of? The ghost chick said I'm scared.
Huh?
The ghost chick said I'm scared.
Oh.
Can you get that doll out of the window? Catball hasn't gone off again.
Neither one have those either.
I heard something in there, but I can't. Is that volume?
Mhm.
Well, we came from Colorado so that we could visit with you guys and meet the Grinner in person. Can the Grinner come in here with us? Was this building built on your land?
Randy,
Randy?
I'm so glad I'm not sitting there.
I know, I have goosebumps and chills like so bad. Are you angry that this house is here? Was this house built on your land?
over here.
If there's
I'm not
somebody,
looking over there.
if there's somebody standing by that bell over there, make it go off right now. Go ahead and tap on it a couple of times for us. Melanie likes the sound of that bell. What did it say?
Carter?
Oh.
How long have you been here on this land? That's kind of creepy.
Serpent.
Is there a serpent here? Like
I'm
a
innocent.
snake?
You said you're innocent. What's your name?
Dirty. Run.
Huh?
John?
Are you John Warren? Some people say John Warren was innocent. Are you John Warren?
Oh, he's died.
Alright.
Can you ring the bell if you're Native American? Would they even know that term? Native American? Do you hate the white man? Whoa. Uh. Okay, did you hear that?
What's that?
Did you hear what I asked him?
What'd you
I said, do you hate the white man?
But you're cool with the black man, right?
Do you like the black man? No. Do you hate the white man?
Restless.
Ring the bell if you hate the white man. Good answer. That's three times. Okay, can we take a break?
Yeah, we take a break.
That's insane.
Halt.
Halt. Yes, we're gonna take a break.
We're gonna take a break real quick and we'll be back.
Did you wanna? That's insane.
Bell start.
Okay.
Bella Star. Who's Bella Star? Bella Star.
Guide.
That's the woman who was in jail here.
Bella Star?
I think. Oh no. She was like an entertainer.
Oh, okay.
Like
Does that
in
have
the
anything-
cowboy age. She came here.
She came here?
She came here. Because he said White Earp. I think he said White Earp. He said Buffalo Bill and Wild Bill. And Buffalo Bill had a show. She's connected with the Wild West.
Like as a hotel, it had a lot of famous guests, outlaws and lawmen, and Buffalo Bill Cody, Wild Bill Hickok, Belle Starr, Bat Masterson.
Should we turn those off, or do you want
Um,
to leave one running? Should we leave that one running?
well, that one has 40-some%, but if we're taking a break, I mean, I'm gonna have to cut off. I know, probably come back up here and every doll would probably be on the ground.
Yeah.
But I know if we don't.
One more time. Ring the bell if you hate the white man. Okay. I did it 3 times in a row.
Yeah, I know.
$42.
No.
Okay, so after paranormal devices, I'm gonna leave this one on.
You're gonna leave this one?
Yeah, I'll leave that recording. I'll leave this recording. Keep this off. We'll take a break real quick. And
See what happened.
yeah, let's see.
Alright, that's.
What's that?
That was not good.
Invisible. Invisible. Am I a ghost? Smile. I'm a doctor. Turn it off. Apologize. John Warren.
Okay, spirits. We're back.
Oh man, I left this on the whole
What do
time.
I do?
What do you do?
Killed.
Did you kill? Did you kill somebody? Oh, that one was still running?
Yeah, that was still running.
Can you
How are you? Serpent.
Serpent again.
You want to switch these two, you think?
Yeah. We
I'm
sure
going.
do appreciate you coming in here and talking to us.
Close.
We gave you a new toy to play with.
Portal.
Is there a portal here? Is this mirror a portal?
So we put a new device over on that dresser. Do you want to touch that one and play with it? I know it's not as much fun as the other one.
Bellstar.
Let's say Bellstar. Don't know why I keep saying Bellstar.
She is here. They found it. So it's not the area.
So that proves that it's going off over there.
Yeah, they like the device and not the... Can you show us that you can touch this one?
That one's pretty fun too. If you get close to it, you can make it go off.
God.
I believe in God. Do you believe in God? Can you touch this antenna if you believe in God? But you know, that's interesting because it said worship,
Mm-hmm.
it said kneel, it said serpent, and now it said God. Did you worship a God on this ground? Were these holy lands for your people? Are you what the white man called an Indian?
Or if you want, you can make the doll fall again.
Leave it.